So dear students, in this session we are going to learn our history lesson number 2, that is Europe and India. In this lesson we are going to learn about Europe and India. During the modern period, the various happening in Europe had its impact on India. Therefore, while studying the period of modern Indian history, we have to study the events happening in Europe during this period. So let us see.
So students, period of Renaissance in history of Europe. The last phase of medieval period, that is 13th to 16th century, is known as period of Renaissance. During this period, Reformation, religious reform movement and geographical discoveries laid the foundation of the modern era. The trade and commerce between Asia and Europe were taking place through the city of Constantinople. In 1453, the Ottoman Turks captured the city of Constantinople. As a result, all the trade routes connecting the city of Constantinople came under the control of Turks. The Turks started laying too many taxes on the goods passing through these ropes. As a result, the merchants felt that the trade was not profitable. Meanwhile, Spain and Portugal were attempting to break the monopoly of Italian traders. They started encouraging courageous sailors to find a sea route to India. The invention to compass, astrolabes and gunpowder provided further impetus to the venture. It was Vasco da Gama, a Portuguese explorer, who had discovered the sea route to India in 1498. During this period, Reformation, religious reform movement and geographical discoveries laid the foundation of the modern era. Hence, this period is also known as the Age of Renaissance. During this period, the field of art, architecture, philosophy, etc., there was a revival of Greek and Roman tradition which gave momentum to an overall development. During the Renaissance, humanitarianism was given great impetus. There was a change in the outlook of treating each other as a human being. Instead of religion, man becomes center point of ideologies. Now students, we will learn geographical discoveries. In 1453 AD, the Ottoman Turks conquered Constantinople, Istanbul, which was the capital of Byzantine Empire. The overland trade routes joining Asia and Europe went through these cities. Since the Turks blocked this route, there was a need of finding alternative trade routes for the European countries to reach Asia. This led to a new phase of geographical discoveries. Portuguese were the first to arrive at India for the trade and were also the last to leave India on the sea route. And Dutch are from Holland or Netherlands. They established United East India Company in 1602 with the aim of doing business with the eastern countries and enter countries like India, Java, Sumatra, Indonesia and spices rich islands. English. In 1600, December 31, Queen Elizabeth issued a royal charter authorizing East India Company to trade with the eastern countries for 15 years. French. French East India Company started as a government owned company in 1664. It started its first factory in Surat in the year 1668. In this way, Portuguese, Dutch, English, and French were the Europeans who arrived at India to do business. Now students, let us learn about rise of capitalism. Many trades came forward to trade with the eastern countries through the sea route. It was not easy to carry out trade single-handedly, and hence many traders came together and started trade. Thus, there was rise of many trading companies. Trade with Oriental countries was very profitable and responsible for economic prosperity. Hence, European rulers started giving military protection and trade concessions to these trading companies. This led to accumulation of wealth in Europe. Let us see about imperialism. Imperialism means a system in which a powerful country controls other countries by establishing its overall domination and establishing many colonies. Many countries from Asian and African continent fell prey to this imperialist aspiration of the European nation. Now let us learn about imperialism of British East India Company in India. There was competition among European countries for acquiring trade monopoly in India. The British established British East India Company in 1600 AD to carry out trade in India. This company took permission from Emperor Jahangir and established its factory in Surat. The trade between India and England was carried out through this company. Let us learn about struggle between English and French. England and France were rivals in the competition for trade in India. Due to this, there was 3 wars fought between them, which are known as Carnatic Wars. In the Third Carnatic War, England finally defeated France. Therefore, now there was no strong European competitor for British East India Company in India. So dear students, let us see video of remaining part.
The Bengal province was one of the most prosperous provinces in India. In 1756 AD, Siraj-ud-Dowlah became the Nawab of Bengal. East India Company officers misused the trade concessions obtained from Mughal Emperor in Bengal province. The English built fortification around the factory at Kolkata without the permission of the Nawab. Hence, Siraj-ud-Dowlah captured the factory at Kolkata. This created discontent in England. Robert Clive diplomatically bribed Mir Jafar, the commander-in-chief of the Nawab's army, and also promised to make him the Nawab of Bengal. Nawab Siraj-ud-Dowlah and the British troops met at Plassey in 1757 AD. But under the leadership of Mir Jafar, the Nawab's army made no move to actually join the battle, and hence Siraj-ud-Dowlah was defeated. Mir Jafar became the Nawab of Bengal with the support of British, but later he started protesting against the British, and hence his son-in-law Mir Qasim was made the Nawab. Mir Qasim Salan fought an alliance and Rana campaign. In 1764 AD, Battle of Buxar was fought in Bihar. After this battle, British East Indian Company got the right to collect the revenue from Bengal province as per the Treaty of Allahabad. In this manner, the foundation of British rule in India was laid in Bengal. British Mysore struggle. Hyder Ali from Mysore state rebelled and took control of Mysore. After the death of Hyder Ali, his son Tipu Sultan became the ruler of Mysore. He tried his best to fight against the British. At the end, Tipu Sultan died in the battle at Srirangapatnam in 1799. In this manner, the British took control of the Mysore territory. British control over Sindh. To strengthen the British power in India, the English turned their attention towards northwest frontier. They feared that Russia might attack India through Afghanistan, and hence the English started establishing their influence over Afghanistan. The route towards Afghanistan went through Sindh. The British understood the importance of Sindh and hence captured it in 1843. Fall of Sikh power. In the beginning of 19th century, the power in Punjab was in the hand of Ranjit Singh. After the death of Ranjit Singh, his minor son Duleep Singh came to the throne. On his behalf, his mother Queen Jindal looked after the state affairs but could not keep control over the officers. Taking advantage of this situation, the British bribed some of the Sikh Sardar. The Sikh community thought that the British would attack Punjab and hence they launched an attack on the British. In this first Anglo-Sikh war, the Sikhs were defeated. But still, Duleep Singh remained on the throne. But the growing impact of British over Punjab was not acceptable to the Sikhs. Mulraj, officer of Multan, revolted against the English. Thousands of Sikh soldiers participated in the war against the British. In the Second War, the Sikh had to face defeat again. In 1849, the British finally captured the entire region of Punjab. The Marathas were important strong rulers in India. How did the British strengthen their foundation of rule in India by defeating the Marathas will be studied in the next chapter.